Hey Virgo, they've been watching you closely, carefully. They've noticed the way you handle yourself when things get complicated. They've seen how you navigate situations that would make most people crumble. They've observed your patience, your precision, your refusal to back down even when everything is pushing against you, and they're absolutely fascinated. But here's what they don't know yet: they haven't even scratched the surface of what you're truly capable of. They see your tenacity, they admire your sharp mind, but they have no idea how dangerous you can be when pushed too far, and that's about to change. Let me be clear about something from the start. When I say dangerous, I don't mean violent or destructive. That's not who you are. What I mean is that you possess a power that most people underestimate. You have the ability to see through lies, to cut through manipulation, to stand your ground when others try to move you. You have a strength that isn't loud or showy, but it's unshakable. And when the moment calls for it, you can become someone that people don't want to cross. This person who's obsessed with you, they've seen glimpses of that power. They've seen how you handle conflict. They've seen how you stand up for yourself and for others. They've seen how you refuse to be treated as anything less than you deserve, but they haven't seen the full picture yet. They haven't seen what happens when you've had enough. They haven't seen the side of you that doesn't just walk away, but dismantles everything in its path if necessary. And here's the irony: they're drawn to your sharp mind. They love the way you think, the way you analyze, the way you see through to the truth of things. That's what attracted them to you in the first place. But they don't realize that the same mind that they admire is the mind that can see right through them. The same tenacity that they find so compelling is the tenacity that will never let them get away with anything. They think they're safe, they think they're in control, they think they can handle you because you're calm, measured, composed, but they're wrong. You're calm because you choose to be. You're measured because you've learned the power of restraint. You're composed because you know that real power doesn't need to shout. But when the line is crossed, when your boundaries are disrespected, when your patience runs out, the calm disappears and something else takes its place. I want to talk about what this obsession looks like from their side, because it's not just casual interest, it's not just passing attraction. They are consumed by you. They think about you constantly. They analyze your words, your actions, your silences. They try to figure out what makes you tick, what motivates you, what you're thinking when you go quiet. And the more they try to understand you, the more they realize they can't. You're not simple. You're not predictable. You don't fit into the box they wanted to put you in. That's what's driving them wild. You're a puzzle they can't solve. And they hate that. But they also love it. There's a particular quality about you that they find irresistible. And it's not what you think. It's not your appearance, not your charm, not any of the surface things that usually catch someone's attention. It's your mind, your sharp, analytical, penetrating mind that misses nothing. They've never met anyone who can see through them the way you can. They've never met anyone who challenges them intellectually the way you do. And it's awakened something in them that they can't control. But here's the part that they haven't seen yet. Your mind isn't just sharp, it's strategic. You don't just think, you plan, you anticipate. You see 3 moves ahead while everyone else is still figuring out the first one. And that's what makes you dangerous. Because while they're busy admiring your mind, you're already 10 steps ahead of them. They think they're the ones pursuing you. They think they're the ones with the upper hand, but you've been watching them too. You've been learning their patterns, their weaknesses, their tells. You know exactly how to handle them. You know exactly what buttons to press. And you've been patient, waiting for the right moment. That's the thing about people like you. You don't rush. You don't react impulsively. You observe, you assess, and then you act. And when you act, it's decisive. It's final. It's not something they can undo or talk their way out of. They haven't seen that side of you yet, but they're going to. Now, I want to address something that might be coming up for you as you read this. You might be wondering if this is healthy. You might be asking yourself if it's okay to have this kind of power, to be this strategic, to be capable of being dangerous. And I want to tell you something important. This power you have is not something to be ashamed of. It's something to be proud of. It's the result of everything you've been through. The people who have underestimated you, the situations that have tested you, the moments when you had to fight for yourself because no one else would. All of those experiences have shaped you into someone who is not easily fooled, not easily manipulated, not easily broken. And that's a gift. It's protection. It's wisdom. It's something that has kept you safe and will continue to keep you safe. But it's also something that can be intimidating to others. People who are used to being in control don't like being faced with someone they can't control. People who are used to being the smartest person in the room don't like being outthought. People who are used to getting their way don't like being told no. And that's exactly why this person is so obsessed with you. You represent the one thing they can't have, the one thing they can't control, the one thing they can't figure out. And it's killing them. Let me tell you what I see coming. There's going to be a moment, a specific moment, when this person pushes too far. Maybe they try to manipulate you. Maybe they try to test your boundaries. Maybe they think they can get away with something because you've been so calm and composed. And in that moment, you're going to show them exactly who they're dealing with. You're not going to be cruel. You're not going to be vindictive. But you're going to be clear. You're going to be firm. You're going to make it absolutely unmistakable that you are not someone to be trifled with. And that's when they'll realize that they've been playing with fire. They're going to see a side of you that they didn't even know existed. They're going to realize that your patience wasn't weakness, it was strategy. Your calm wasn't indifference, it was self-control. Your silence wasn't surrender, it was preparation. And that realization is going to hit them like a ton of bricks. What happens after that depends on them. If they're smart, they'll respect your boundaries. They'll back down. They'll learn to meet you where you are instead of trying to push you where they want you to go. But if they're not smart, if they keep testing you, if they keep trying to play games, then they'll learn the hard way just how dangerous you can be. And you know what? You've earned the right to be dangerous. You've earned the right to protect yourself. You've earned the right to be someone who doesn't take nonsense from anyone. You've been through too much. You've fought too hard. You've come too far to let anyone treat you like you're not worthy of respect. Now, I want to talk about what this means for you going forward. This person's obsession isn't going to fade. If anything, it's going to intensify because now they've seen what you're capable of and they're even more fascinated. They're intrigued by the depth of you. They're drawn to the complexity of you. They want to understand the part of you that they hadn't seen before. And you have a choice to make. You can let them in slowly, carefully, on your terms. You can show them that your danger isn't something to be feared, but something to be respected. You can teach them that your sharp mind isn't a weapon, but a tool for building something real. Or you can Keep them at a distance. Let them admire you from afar, and never give them the satisfaction of getting close. Either way, you're in control. You have been all along. They just didn't realize it until now. Let me also address something else I'm picking up. This person is not just obsessed with your tenacity. They're obsessed with your refusal to be impressed by them. They're used to people being dazzled by them, and you're not. That drives them crazy, but it also makes them respect you more than anyone else in their life. You've shown them that you have standards, that you're not easily won over, that you require substance, not just style, and that's made them want to prove themselves to you. They want to be worthy of you. They want to earn your respect. They want to be the person you actually see. But here's the thing. They don't yet understand what it takes to earn that. They think they can just show up, say the right things, make the right moves. They don't realize that earning your respect requires actual change. It requires them to become someone who is worthy of you, not just someone who pretends to be. And that's where the real test begins. If they're capable of that change, if they're willing to do the work, then maybe there's something here worth exploring. But if they're not, if they just want to keep playing the same games with different tactics, then you'll see right through them. And they'll know that they've lost you before they ever really had you. You're not someone who can be easily fooled. You're not someone who can be manipulated. You're not someone who will settle for less than you deserve. And that's what makes you dangerous. Not in a threatening way, but in a way that says, I know my worth, I know my power, and I will not let anyone take that away from me. So hold your head high, trust your instincts, trust your mind, and never, ever underestimate the power of being someone who refuses to be controlled. They're obsessed with you because you represent something they can't have, something they can't control, something they can't fully understand, and that obsession is only going to grow. Keep being exactly who you are, sharp, tenacious, unshakable. And if they're smart, they'll realize that your danger isn't something to fear, it's something to respect, something to admire, something to cherish. But if they're not smart, they'll learn the hard way. Either way, you'll be fine. You always are.